Hello friends! If you're looking for the ultimate transitional accessory, or the perfect way to use up some scrap yarn, this mini bonnet is it. It's pretty quick, beginner friendly, and in my opinion, so cute. I've been wearing mine on spring dog walks, and it's perfect to keep the wind out of your ears without being too warm like your regular bonnets. Now let's get into the tutorial. Now you're going to want a fingering yarn. I'm using the Sadnes Garn Tynn Gynt, and also a soft silk mohair. I'm using the knitting but olive one, which is quite a popular combination, so hopefully you've got some leftovers. I think I used about a third of each ball. Holding yarn double is pretty easy, like it sounds. Stick the two pieces of yarn together and treat it as if it were one strand. You're going to want 3.5mm circular needles for this project. I'm using the Knit Prosing needles. Now make a slip knot and cast on 3 stitches using the long tail cast on method. Now I'm going to show you how to make an I cord, which funnily enough stands for idiot cord, on circular needles, so don't turn your work. Instead, slide the stitches over to the other end and pull the tail from the back and knit 3 stitches. Keep knitting the I cord until it is about 33 centimeters long or your desired length. This is the tie that will be used to tie it with a bow. Okay, we're finished with the I cord for now. We're going to start with an increase row. So knit 1, make 1 right. So I'll do a slower demo in the next round, but making 1 right creates a stitch by picking up that row of thread between the 2 stitches from the back side and then knitting into the front of the loop. You then want to knit 1 and then make 1 left, where you go into the bar between the 2 stitches from the front instead and knit the back. And finally knit 1 again. Now you want to do 3 rows of stockinette, so turn, purl all stitches, turn, knit all stitches, turn, purl all stitches. need to set up for our main increase repeat. Place 2 stitch markers, one either side of the 3 central stitches. So here I will explain more slowly how to do the increase round. So you want to knit until the first marker. Then you want to make one right. So what we want to do is look for that bar of yarn between the 2 stitches and pick up from the back with your left needle. Put your right needle in through the front like a normal knit stitch, and there you go, you've increased. So slip the stitch marker, knit 3. So these 3 central stitches will always be in regular stockinette. We want to keep them throughout the whole bonnet. And slip the next marker, and then we want to make one left. So that's the opposite. We go in through the front and then we try to knit the back. I recommend using your fingers to help the needle go in because it can be a bit tricky. And then knit to the end of the row. And there we go, we increased. And then we want to do the repeat, which is simply to do 3 rows of stockinette. So we'll be increasing every 4th row. Do an increase, 3 rows of stockinette, do an increase until you reach a total of 41 stitches, at which point you should have 19 stitches with 3 central stitches and then another 19 stitches. Now we need to stop increasing and continue working in stockinette. So how far you want to do this will depend on your head size, but I do 7.5 centimeters, and you can figure it out by sort of putting the bonnet up to the center of your head, seeing where you want it to reach the halfway point, and then double that in centimeters. Try to make sure that it covers your ears and that there's space for the eye cords under your chin. Once you've finished doing the central stockinette section, we want to start decreasing, which will basically be the opposite of the increase rows. So you want to knit until 2 stitches before the marker, and we'll do a decrease. So we want to do a slip, slip, knit, which is abbreviated to SSK. I like to go in knitwise on the first stitch, purlwise on the second stitch, and then knit the 2 together by putting the left needle through the front legs of the stitches. Then you want to slip the marker, knit 3 central stitches, slip the marker, knit 2 together, where you just go through the 2 front legs as if you were knitting a regular stitch but going through 2, and then continue knitting to the end. So you should have 2 less stitches on your needles. Like with the increasing repeat, the decreasing repeat is a 4-row pattern repeat. So do a decrease row, do 3 rows of stockinette, do a decrease row until you are left with 7 stitches on the needle. So that's 2, a stitch marker, 3, and another 2 stitches after the other stitch marker. So once you've decreased to the point where there are 7 stitches left, we want to do a slip, slip, knit to decrease again. Remove that first marker, knit 3, remove the second marker, and knit 2 together. You then want to continue with another 3 rows of stockinette. Now we need to do the final decrease round. So slip, slip, knit, knit 1 and knit 2 together. You'll end up with 3 stitches on the needles. Turn your work, purl 3 stitches, turn your work again, and begin making the I-cord. Once your I-cord is as long as your first I-cord, cut the yarn with a long enough tail to thread through a tapestry needle. You want to slip the tapestry needle through the stitches purlwise and pull it tight so that you close up the I-cord, and then thread it through the I-cord to weave in the end. Now, to give the bonnet its structure, we need to do something called a applied I-cord, which is similar to the I-cord we've been doing so far. Basically do a 3-stitch long tail cast on again, and this time we will pick up an additional 4th stitch. To pick up a stitch, stab into the stitch with your active needle and just take your working yarn and wrap it around like you normally would, keeping a strong tension so that you can pull up a loop. You then want to make an I-cord, so slide the needles onto the other needle again and just knit the first 2 stitches this time. Now the mouthful of K2 toggle is knit 2 together through the back loop. So rather than sticking your needle knitwise through the front legs, you go down purlwise through the back legs and knit that way instead. It's not as hard as the abbreviation sounds. Now you don't want to go into the stitch right next to the one you just picked up from. You need to skip that and go to the next stitch. So you'll be picking up every other stitch. Once you reach the I-cord on the other end, cut your thread, leave a tail, slip the thread through purlwise again, pull it tight and thread it into the I-cord to weave in the end. Rotate your bonnet 180 degrees and we're going to pick up right to left on the other side the exact same way, going into every other stitch for the 4th stitch of the I-cord. You can see there's a big difference in drape before and after blocking, so I really recommend you block the bonnet. What you do is wash it with wool-safe soap and pin it before letting it dry into that shape. And congratulations, you're now the proud owner of a Aurora mini bonnet. I named this bonnet after my late cat Aurora, and I hope you have enjoyed the process of making it. If you have made one, please let me know. It would be really cool to see other people having made this. Thanks so much for watching. If you want any more tutorials, please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.